2 years ago, I made a promise to myself that changed everything. Standing in line at the grocery store, watching the cashier remove items one by one because my card kept declining. I promised myself this would be the last time I ever felt this humiliated. You see, being broke isn't just about money. It's about the shame of asking to borrow $20 for gas. It's about the anxiety of dodging your landlord until payday. It's about the embarrassment of having your card declined in front of people you know. But today, I'm going to show you the exact system I created that ensures I'll never be broke again. Not because I make more money, but because I finally learned something that nobody ever taught me about handling money. Let me take you back to my breaking point. I was sitting in my apartment, surrounded by unopened bills, eating my third packet of instant noodles that week. Not because I was lazy, not because I didn't work hard. I was working 2 jobs. But somehow, I was still drowning. Here's what most people didn't see. Behind my Instagram posts and fake smiles, I was living a financial nightmare. My rent was 2 weeks late, my credit cards were maxed out, and I had mastered the art of calculating exactly how much gas I needed to get to work until payday. But the worst part wasn't even being broke. It was what being broke was doing to my soul. I started avoiding friends because I couldn't afford to say yes to anything. I stopped answering calls because they might be bill collectors. I even started lying to my family about how I was doing because I was so ashamed. I remember the exact moment everything changed. I was at a friend's house, pretending to be full because I couldn't afford to chip in for pizza. My friend looked at me and said something that hit me like a thunderbolt. "You know what's crazy? You make more money than I do, but I never seem to struggle like this." That's when it hit me. Being broke wasn't about how much money I made. It was about something deeper, something nobody had ever taught me, something that would change everything about how I handled money. That night, I couldn't sleep. My friend's words kept echoing in my head. How was she managing better than me on less money? So I did something I'd never done before. I asked her to show me everything about how she handled her money. What she showed me shocked me to my core. It wasn't some complicated budgeting system. It wasn't extreme couponing. It wasn't even about cutting out everything fun. Instead, she showed me something so simple, yet so powerful, that it changed my entire relationship with money. She had what she called her money rules. Not boring budgeting rules, but actual life rules about money. Rules like, money comes to me easily, and I always have more than enough. At first, I thought it was ridiculous. How could simply thinking differently about money change anything? But then she showed me her bank accounts. Unlike me, she had multiple accounts, each with a specific purpose. She wasn't just hoping to have enough money. She was directing her money like a conductor leads an orchestra. Every dollar had a purpose, a place, a mission. That's when everything clicked. I wasn't broke because I didn't make enough money. I was broke because I had the wrong relationship with money. I was treating money like an enemy instead of an ally. I was fighting with it instead of working with it. Let me show you exactly how I transformed my entire relationship with money. First, I created what I call my money mindset rules. Instead of seeing money as something that always slipped away, I started seeing it as something that worked for me. The first rule was simple but powerful. Money is a tool, not a master. Every time I felt that old panic about money, I'd remind myself, I'm in control here. Money doesn't control me. I control it. This wasn't just positive thinking. This was about completely rewiring how my brain handled money decisions. Then, I created my power account system. Instead of having one account where all my money mixed together, I opened 5 different accounts: Essentials, Freedom Fund, Growth, Emergency, and Dreams. Every paycheck gets split between these accounts automatically. No more guessing, no more hoping, no more wondering where my money went. But here's what changed everything. I started what I call my future self meetings. Every Sunday morning, I sit down with my coffee and have a conversation with my future self. What does she need from me? What am I doing today that will make her life better or worse? This simple practice has stopped me from making countless financial mistakes. The game changer was understanding that being broke isn't a situation. It's a cycle. And cycles can be broken. I discovered that every time I made a money decision, I was either strengthening or breaking that cycle. Those small purchases, they weren't just costing me money today. They were stealing from my future self. I developed what I call my wealth-building habits. Instead of focusing on saving money, which feels like deprivation, I focused on building wealth. Every decision became an investment in my future. That $5 coffee? Not just $5, but $5 plus all the interest it could earn if invested. That unnecessary subscription? Not just monthly payments, but lost compound interest. This new way of thinking transformed everything. Suddenly, I wasn't just trying to avoid being broke. I was actively building wealth. Every dollar had a purpose. Every purchase had to pass through my future self filter. Every decision either moved me closer to or further from my goals. Let me break down exactly how to transform your relationship with money, starting today. This isn't theory. This is the exact system that ensures I'll never be broke again. First, you need to create your power account system. Go to your bank tomorrow morning and open 5 separate accounts. Name them exactly like this: Essentials, for bills and necessities; Freedom Fund, for daily spending; Growth, for investments; Emergency, for unexpected expenses; and Dreams, for future goals. This takes 1 hour and completely changes how you see your money. Next, implement what I call the percentage power play. Your money needs clear directions the moment it hits your account. Here's exactly how I split every paycheck: 50% to essentials, 20% to growth, 15% to emergency, 10% to freedom fund, and 5% to dreams. The magic happens when this becomes automatic. Money flows into these accounts before you can even think about spending it. Then comes the future self meetings. Every Sunday morning, take 15 minutes to ask yourself 3 crucial questions. What did I do with money this week that my future self will thank me for? What did I do that my future self will regret? What one thing can I do next week to make my future self prouder? Write down your answers. This creates accountability. Now implement the wealth-building triggers. Place physical reminders everywhere money decisions happen. Put a sticker on your credit card that says, "Is this helping future me?" Change your phone's lock screen to show your financial goals. Set up alerts that ping you every time money leaves your account. These small triggers create massive changes in behavior. Finally, create your Never Broke Again checklist. Every morning, before you spend a single dollar, run through these questions. Is this purchase moving me toward or away from my goals? Would my future self thank me or curse me for this decision? Is this a need or a want disguised as a need? Could this money be better used in my growth or emergency account? Let me show you exactly what happened when I started following these new money rules. No exaggerations, just real results that prove I'll never be broke again. That first month was intense. Just by implementing my future self filter, I saved $427 that would have gone to random purchases. Even better, my power account system helped me save another $312 that usually disappeared into what I call money black holes. By month 2, the transformation was clear. Emergency fund grew to $843. Canceled unused subscriptions saved $95. Cut grocery bill by $380 using meal planning. 0 late fees for the first time in years. Month 3, that's when everything clicked. Built my first ever 3-month emergency fund. Credit score jumped 87 points. Haven't used credit cards in 90 days. Actually sleeping through the night without money anxiety. But here's what's really incredible. By month 6, my entire relationship with money had transformed. I wasn't just not broke anymore. I was actually building wealth. My automated saving system was working like clockwork. My bills were getting paid early, and I had complete control over my finances. The biggest win wasn't even about the numbers. For the first time in my adult life, I felt confident about money. No more panic attacks when bills arrived. No more praying my card would work. No more lying awake at night, wondering how I'd make it to next payday. You know what's crazy? Being broke taught me something priceless. It taught me exactly who I never wanted to be again. That person who checked their account balance 50 times a day. That person who felt sick every time a bill arrived. That person doesn't exist anymore. But this isn't just my story. This could be your turning point. That moment you look back on and say, that's when everything changed. That moment you decided being broke wasn't just about your bank balance. It was about your entire relationship with money. Think about it. What would your life look like if you never had to worry about being broke again? No more stress about bills. No more avoiding phone calls. No more praying your card goes through. That life isn't just possible. It's waiting for you. But here's the truth. Nothing I shared today will work unless you decide to work it. Unless you decide that being broke is no longer an option. Unless you decide that today is the day everything changes. So what's it going to be? Will you keep living the same financial story you've been living? Or will you start writing a new one? Because I promise you this. Once you decide you'll never be broke again, the universe has a funny way of helping make that promise come true. The choice is yours. The time is now. Your new financial story starts today.